We're going to take a closer look at the Yoast SEO meta box. If you're using the classic WordPress editor, it shows up below the post you're currently writing. We're on the first vertical tab, which allows you to do a whole lot of things to improve your SEO. So let's dive right into it. At the top, you see your Snippet Preview. This gives you a preview of what your search result may look like in Google, so you can make adjustments to it. Note that it's not definitely what you will see in the search results, because Google can change things, and often does, and we can't influence that. But by putting some serious effort into editing your snippets, you can get great results. You see here that you have the title of the page, the slug, and the meta description, and you can toggle between desktop and mobile. Right? So if you click the Edit Snippet button, you can edit the SEO title, slug, and meta description. So you can make a custom title, shorten the slug, and add a meta description, which you should always do. And we're going to give you a lot of advice on how to actually do this in the next module in this course. Now, below the snippet editor, you'll find a readability analysis. And in this analysis, we'll tell you whether you're doing everything well when it comes to writing an understandable text, or whether it could use some improvements, or maybe even that there are big problems with it. We'll always give you a bit of specific feedback, which tells you if you're doing things right or wrong, and what you should do to make sure that you're doing things better. In this case, for example, the paragraph length, the reading ease, and the subheading distribution are all great, but the author could have used more transition words to make sure that sentences are clearly related to each other. So that is an improvement he or she could make. And there is nothing which is a real big problem, so there are no red bullets here. So in general, the readability analysis is positive here. Below the readability analysis, you'll see the option of adding your focus key phrase, in this case, email marketing. Filling this in allows the plugin to give feedback on your focus key phrase, just like the readability analysis does for your copy. And we'll dive into the feedback in more detail in the next module, but here you see as well that there are some problems, some things that could be improved, and some good results. Below the focus key phrase, you'll see the option of adding a related key phrase. Now, you can only do this if you have Yoast SEO Premium, and related key phrases allow you to optimize your post for more than one key phrase, and you'll get feedback for each of these key phrases individually. Now, the next collapsible header is Cornerstone Content. If the post you're writing plays a really important role on your website, you can mark your content as Cornerstone Content. We've discussed Cornerstone Content in the previous Yoast Academy training video. They are your most important articles, and if you tick this box, the analysis will be a bit stricter, so you're sure you're writing a very well optimized post. Now, if you're using the free plugin, that's all there is to see. If you're using Premium, however, there is an additional header called Insights, and under this header you can see what words and combinations of words you use most frequently in your text, and this gives you an indication of what you focus on in your content. So if your key phrase doesn't show up, you may still have some work to do, and as we can see here, email marketing, the focus key phrase, is actually the most prominent word, or word combination in this case, in this article, so that's a good thing. If we proceed to the social tab, you'll see that there is a Facebook preview and a Twitter preview. And this simply allows you to upload an image for Facebook, to edit the Facebook title, and to edit the Facebook description, so that you can manage what your result will look like on Facebook. And the same thing applies to Twitter, so it's exactly the same thing. So that's nothing too difficult. Now, the Advanced tab allows you to edit some things, and you should really only do that if you know what you're doing anyway, because this can break a lot of things. The first one is simply indicating whether you want the search engines to show this post in the search results. There are three options here. You can either say follow the default settings, which will show you how to edit in the plugin settings later in this training, or you can say yes or no, and make sure that you don't follow the defaults. So if you want to do something different than the defaults, you have to be here. You can also indicate whether search engines should follow links on this post. We're going to go into why you should do this or not do this in another lesson, but know that you can do it here. And you can put in some advanced settings for meta robots using the drop-down menu. Now, you should really only do this when you know what you're doing, so if you don't, just don't touch it. And lastly, you can fill in a canonical URL. And if you want to know how that works, check out the Under the Hood of Yoast SEO module right at the very end of this course.